Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Volodymyr Zelensky has called for faster help for his country at the Munich Security Conference as world leaders gather ahead of the first anniversary of Moscow's invasion.
We need to hurry up. We need the speed of our agreements, speed of our delivery to strengthen our speed of decisions to limit Russian potential.
Allies with available battle tanks should send them to Ukraine now, he said in a speech. Zelensky said it was obvious that Ukraine would not be the last stop of President Vladimir Putin's invasion. Those attending included US Vice President Kamala Harris and Secretary of State Antony Blinken, as well as China's top diplomat Wang Yi and NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg. A spy at Berlin's British embassy who sold secrets to Russia and was caught in an undercover MI5 sting has been jailed for 13 years. A judge found that David Smith tried to damage Britain's interests by passing on details of the embassy and its staff for cash payments. Investigators set up a covert camera in his security cabin at the embassy, which showed him taking photos of classified documents. Sentencing him, Mr. Justice Wall said Smith had put people at maximum risk.
You started to collect information from the British Embassy to which you were not entitled. You continued to do this until your arrest in 2021. You did it by stealth, using the opportunities provided to you by your employment to visit various offices in the embassy at night when others had gone home and take photographs of classified documents on your telephone or camera.
New Zealand's Prime Minister says he expects there to be more deaths from a violent storm which has killed at least 8 people and cut off hundreds of communities. More than 4,500 people have yet to be contacted after Cyclone Gabrielle hit on Monday, causing significant flooding and landslides across the North Island. Many cities and towns are also without power or clean drinking water. New Zealand's Prime Minister described it as the biggest natural disaster that they've seen in a century.
We're going to be dealing with the effects of this cyclone for quite some time. We now know that 8 people have lost their lives as a result of the cyclone, and our emergency services continue to hold grave fears for others. Police report that there are 4,549 persons reported as uncontactable.
France's state-controlled power company EDF has posted record losses for the last financial year of 17.9 billion euros. A price cap on energy for French consumers hit the company profits hard, but so did the enforced closure of many of its nuclear power stations for repairs. The losses are the 3rd biggest in French corporate history and the worst for more than 20 years. EDF's debts have spiraled to 64.5 billion euros. South Africa is holding a joint military exercise with Russia and China that opposition figures say amounts to an endorsement of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The US has also criticized the 10-day naval drills, which will continue over the first anniversary of the war in Ukraine. But South Africa's government says it remains neutral regarding the conflict and that it routinely hosts similar drills with other countries, including France and the US. 7 major German airports have been brought to a standstill after hundreds of ground crew walked out on strike over pay. Aircraft are grounded at Frankfurt, Munich, Stuttgart, Bremen, Hamburg, Hanover and Dortmund. More than 2,300 flights have been cancelled, affecting 300,000 passengers, with air travel effectively wiped out. And after 2 years of coronavirus-related restrictions, the debutant pairs finally had a chance to waltz around the Vienna State Opera during the 65th Annual Opera Ball. The glamorous gala, featuring opera and ballet performances, helps raise funds for Austrians in need through the initiative. The ball traditionally started with the entry of the Young Ladies and Young Gentlemen's Committee, which had rehearsed for months to get prepared for the event. The first ball, known as the Opera Ball, was held in 1935. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.